Open guard kicks, sit-up kicks, up and base. Super basic concept in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. One of the most important ideas, I think. It's also something that everybody talked about in Jiu-Jitsu back in the day, but now almost nobody talks about. Open guard now, all anybody thinks about is sweeps and stuff like that. People don't remember that Jiu-Jitsu is for fighting, and as it's for fighting, it involves strikes, and it involves getting the hell back up so you can get away or attack them and take them down. So every day at the beginning of the basic class, we do this set of practice. Open guard, my feet are on the hips. I'm going to turn my toes out and cup the hips so I can feel them. I need some responsiveness in my legs. I don't just walk my legs straight because then I can't feel or control them. I'm going to bend my knees a little bit, but not so much that they sag down into me. Push them in. Not so much. Because if they can punch you in the face, you're not actually too far away. So I want to hold them away from me. Try to touch, try to punch. I want to hold them away from me, but I want to be a little responsive with little shock absorbers like this. I hold their hips, I don't put them in the middle, because if she decides to try to go around one direction, I want to be able to hold on to her when she goes around that direction. Right? If someone were to be a couple of inches back and I don't want to stick my legs out reaching for them like this, I'll keep my feet close to me so I can catch them. If they dive onto me, I can reach out and catch. She backs up 2 or 3 inches, I go like this, she dives onto me, I catch. If they're here and they move to one side, I can grab with my foot and reposition. So I always want to stay kind of at this angle. If they're trying to hurt me, they're trying to punch me in the mouth or choke me or murder choke or whatever the fuck they're doing, their hand is here, I'm too far. But look at where her head is. She's going to put her hands there and give me a target. Right? That target is where her head used to be, and I'm going to practice kicking the face. This is going to translate to this. Downhill. Bad things happening to me, but in the chin, in the neck, make them go to sleep, or at the very least make them back up. If they lay down, awesome. If they just back away, we have a plan for it. But you're going to practice your accuracy and placement like this. Put your heel in the palm, because that's what I want to do. I want to strike with my heel in the neck or chin, just like this. I make sure I can do either leg just as well. One leg at a time. Don't jackrabbit kick them. You gotta have this foot. Some foot's gotta be touching them to make sure they don't touch you. After a couple of those kicks, they're gonna back up. They're not gonna back up ridiculously far, but they're gonna back up a little bit. They're gonna back up enough right here that it's gonna be hard for you to keep a hold of their hip, and it certainly would be hard for you to kick their face. But they're too close for you to just sit up. A lot of people in sport jiu-jitsu now sit up at this range because you can sit up to here and start making things happen. The problem with this is in a fight, you're not actually far enough, you're not too far, you're not too close, because she can meet me in the face and elbow me in the head and do all this bad stuff to me. So I don't want to sit up here in a fight. I need to still create a little bit more space. The distancing is different in fighting and sport. So I'm at the hips like this. I'm kicking the face. When this person backs up enough that I can't kick the face anymore and I can't hold myself up on their hips, I switch to the knees, 1 foot at a time. Don't jackrabbit kick. 1 foot at a time like this. My other foot is waiting, because if I miss or they decide to give me the big jumping Superman punch, I can catch them with my foot. So always 1 foot cocked and waiting to be open guard. If they want to go around me, I have to follow them. But I have to make sure I don't put both feet on the ground. Start to walk around. If I put both feet on the ground to follow them, there's nothing stopping them from diving on top of me, and then I don't have my guard. For me to have my guard, I have to have the bottom of my feet showing. If my laces are showing, and not the bottom of my feet, I don't have an open guard. So I can put 1 foot on the ground and angle like this, but this foot's got to be waiting to catch. If I decide to kick with this foot's got to come up. You can't go like this, because now neither foot is prepared to catch this person. Right? So always 1 foot waiting to catch. Right? If I can use my elbows, that's fine. If I use 1 foot, that's fine. But never don't have something to catch them. If this foot's on the floor and you kick and they dive punch you, you're going to get killed. Like, you got to have 1 foot waiting for the open guard all the time. When I can't touch them anymore, it tells me I can safely sit up. I still need to have that leg forward so I can boot them, because if I have no kick, they have no reason not to close that distance again. So I still need to kick them away. I need to put my elbow together, elbow with my knee together, hand on my head. And I shield the back arm and leg. This is the side they're going to throw the big punch or the big kick with, right? So I hide behind that shield. Switch sides. If they switch sides, I switch sides. If I need to switch, I switch by going to the middle and then switch. Don't go open and then switch. You're not at the beach, somebody said. You're like this, hiding from them. So I'm going to kick. Again, lift my hips, lean into kick. If they try to go around me, I can follow, right? If they come into me a little bit, I can back up and maintain my distance. I'm mobile when I have my hand on the ground. I'm not stuck because my back's not on the floor. Kick, kick, kick. When I can't touch them anymore, it tells me I have enough room to get all the way up, back and away before they jump on top of me, and now I'm standing up again. So all the way through, it looks like this. I start here at the hips position. She's going to lean in and punch me a little bit to check my distance. Then she's going to put her hands as a target where her head used to be. I practice kicking. Lift the hips, kick for power, like this. Back up just a little, not a ton. I start working the knees. Right? When I can't touch the knees anymore, it's time to sit up, start kicking. When I can't touch, up and base, backing away.